welcome the Dean of the School of Nursing, Dr. Helen Alalag, together with our esteemed guest speaker for this afternoon's event, Ms. Maricar Posidio. Let us also welcome the members of the School of Nursing Management team headed by Ma'am Evangeline Soliba and our RLE coordinator, Mr. Elton John de los Santos, followed by our faculty and staff. May I ask everyone to stand up as we witness the entrance of colors by the School of Justice and Criminal and Public Safety, followed by the invocation and the singing of the national anthem by our very own UB Voices.
nang magiliw, perlas ang silanganan, alab ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, duling ka nang magiting, sa manlulupit, di ka pasisi, sa dagat at bundok sa simoy, sa langit mang bagaw, may dinagang tulad, hangit sa paglayang minamahal, ang tisak ng muwataw at mo'y tagumpay na nagniningin, ang bituling na tarong ng kailan, ang may di magdidilim, lupa ng araw ng ating pagsinta, may langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya na po, may mga api, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Let us now listen to the welcome remarks of our RLE coordinator, Mr. Elton John de los Santos.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. A warm word of welcome to everyone as we are about to witness or celebrate the first clinical recognition in the School of Nursing here in the University of Baguio with the theme, Compassionate Nurse Learners, Pioneering Ventures to Thrive in a Global Healthcare. So today is the very first, nakalagay na po, okay? Recognition wherein we are able now to provide a memorable avenue to acknowledge now the great things that our UB-SN students have been actively involved in during their college career, particularly on their clinical area. So throughout your stay in the university, you had the opportunity now to be actively involved, to experience, to learn, to participate to various competitions, outreach, and other activities that help you develop and to become better nurses. Not to be mentioned being deployed to different industry partners, wards, okay? And multiforous patients. Lastly, the changes that we had because of this COVID-19 pandemic. But even with these challenging years, you were filled with many achievements worthy to be celebrated today and succeeding days and years, memories that will stay with us forever. So although the year seems long and stressful, especially in the midst of this pandemic, we're in our curricular, extracurricular, and even our co-curricular activities, we still hold into our core values and grounds in order now to keep the quality of the teaching, learning experience in a fun and exciting way. So this year will be the commencement of this activity called clinical recognition. So this will be the appropriate locus for us now to avow the students' accomplishment, particularly in their related learning experience. So now, let us capture some magical moments. Let us create felicitous memories, thus surrounding ourselves with laughter and new beginnings as we celebrate this special occasion. Welcome, have fun, and thank you everyone for being witnesses of this momentous day. Good afternoon.
Thank you very much, Mr. Elton John de los Santos. At this moment in time, I would like to call on one of the honorees for this afternoon's event, Ms. Diana Rose Taisa, to talk about the different batch achievements and the class history of this batch 2021-2022.
Students, parents, Dean Helen Alalag, our esteemed faculty and administration, and everyone who is present here today, good afternoon. I am Diana Rose Taisa, this year's Governor of School of Nursing, and I would like to thank our facilitators for giving me this opportunity to speak. First and foremost, congratulations to UB School of Nursing Batch 2022 for achieving this clinical recognition. As we commemorate this special day, let us all take time to take a look to the day when we first started our nursing career, to the time when you took a deep breath and stepped out of your comfort zone, leaving your high school, your friends, and your memories behind. Others leaving their homes and moving away to Baguio just to enter a new journey called college. The moment we entered nursing, every instructor, everyone asked us, why nursing? Why nursing? Some answered that entering nursing was their choice. Some said, sabi ni mama, sabi ni papa. Some, gusto kong magsuot ng white uniform. Others, kasi wala akong ibang maisip. Napunta lang ako dito. Certainly, we all entered nursing as a result of endless contemplation. But not everyone was 100% sure if nursing was for them. I remember Ma'am Charmaine Paloga saying, if you were forced to enter nursing, if you entered nursing because of money, you better quit. She said, if that's your reason, if you do not have passion for nursing, then nursing is not for you. Because nursing is a calling. Nursing is a calling. At first, many of us thought that that statement is very cringy, cheesy, and maybe even very makaluma. Samahan mo pa ng TLC, tender love and care. Then came our second semester, the season of our return demonstrations. Remember the first time you held your RD checklists, yung maghuhugas ka na lang ng kamay, kinakabahan ka pa. Some even leaving their materials behind because of extreme nervousness, and some endlessly practicing vital signs taking until their arms go numb sa kakabiti. As well as our microbiology na hindi mo alam kung paano mo pinasa, basta pumasa ka lang. Then our second year came where we had our very memorable capping and pinning ceremony. Remember stepping up on this very stage and kneeling on the podium with our instructors gracefully pinning our caps on our heads, and our parents supported us from beside. This was the day we took our Nightingale Pledge, and the times when we officially leveled up from nursing students to student nurses. It was also during our second year when we first had our clinical duties. The mixed feeling of nervousness and excitement as you wore your white uniform and stepped into the hospital for the first time. This was also the time of endless revisions of FDAR chartings, when our chartings were always full of red marks and the highly famous focus of acute pain. Yung wala ka na ibang ma-focus kundi acute pain. The time when we hid from our instructors just to avoid our drug recitations, and the time we also almost have stiff necks because of endless counting and regulation of IV drips. And the time na hindi ka makakain as you first witnessed the epic, shocking, and bloody delivery of a newborn. Then as we were starting to get familiar with our clinical duties, the COVID pandemic came to rise. We were put in a lockdown. Everything was put to a stop. I clearly remember the day or two before the lockdown. My group was assigned in BGH Pay Ward, which was to become the COVID facility of Baguio. We were sent home early as the lockdown was about to start. As we bidded goodbye to the hospital staff, they waved goodbye and said, "Ipag-pray niyo kami." That was the time I felt the staff's anxiety of the pandemic, as they knew that once they entered the COVID zone, they will not be able to step out for a while. That was also when I learned that that may be the kind of sacrifice we may be making in the future, and the gravity of our roles as future healthcare providers. With the onset of pandemic, the usual noisy, crowded, and rowdy classrooms and hallways became empty. We were separated from each other, our environments have changed, face masks became our shields, and immunity became our weapons. And once again, we felt unlucky of having to be the first batch of K-12 and the batch to experience the lockdown in college. From basic education up to college, we felt like we were always being experimented on, full of changes, full of uncertainties. Thankfully, we were able to get back on track and have our clinical duties right before we began our final year in nursing. We also experienced the joy and challenge of traveling and adapting to familiar places, environments, along with our fellow student nurses, for the sake of our clinical duties, which somehow felt like numerous sleepovers. In our final year, the batch that started with 5 sections was left with only 1. Many batchmates left nursing, many were left behind. This year, our 4th year, is the time our anxieties reached its peak, where our doubts have been overwhelming us up to this last minute and even today as we hold our clinical recognition. Our journey as student nurses was very colorful. The time we spent with UB Son was very challenging. Well, nursing itself is a challenge. So kudos to everyone and every graduating present here today for not giving up despite all the challenges that came our way. Of course, we were not strong all the time. We felt exhaustion, burnout, difficulty, and feelings of isolation, which was even more escalated by the pandemic. But despite all that, we all made it here today. Our resilience has put us where we are now. As I mentioned earlier, we stepped into nursing entering a new journey called college. Now, as we graduate soon, we will be entering a new journey called life. After graduation, we are bound to face reality where not everything is certain. We will be experiencing numerous rise and falls and countless possibilities. All these will surely help us reach our maximum potential as persons who choose our own paths, make our own futures, and live our own lives. And as I end my speech, I would like to ask you again, why nursing? Why nursing? And I hope that no matter what the answer to that question is, it will help you find your path to your next journey in life. Our journeys may not be smooth, but the paths we make will surely be paths worth taking. Thank you, Godspeed, and once again, congratulations, UB School of Nursing Batch 2022.
Thank you very much, Ms. Taisa, for giving us a walkthrough on your blast from the past from your batch 2021-2022. The rain is pouring very hard outside, but I can feel the excitement inside our venue. I would like to call on stage the Dean of the School of Nursing, Dr. Helen Alalag, and our program chair, Ma'am Evangeline Saliba, for the presentation and confirmation of our honorees.
Dean Helen Alalag, I have the honor to present to you our 60 BSN 4 students whom we are honoring today. They have successfully complied with the requirement for the related learning experience as part of the 4-year course leading to the degree of Bachelor of Science in Nursing.
By the leadership appointed to me by the University of Baguio Administration and Management, in my capacity as the Dean of the School of Nursing, I am acknowledging that these 60 Bachelor of Science in Nursing Level 4 students have completed the clinical requirements. Congratulations, you may now receive your certificate.
The following honorees are hereby requested to come on stage to receive their certificate of recognition. Eugene Mark Anthony H. Alimondo. Crisanto Q. Battle. Jadison M. Bawagan. Ryan Christopher U. Caneja. Lance Joshua G. Coronado. Photoshoot. Raymond Philip B. Isguera. Emil John P. Gatchalian. Mark Noriel C. Gatuslao. Clarence R. Lachong. Jomar O. Padilla. Leonard C. Palogan. Jerome Mark De Vega. Grace L. Abidal. Eugene Marie H. Alimundo. Patricia Ann D. Atienza. Maxine B. Awingan. Sherilyn B. Barboza. Jane Aryan I. Berzabal. Sophia Julia Marie F. Bondok. Gia Belina B. Badol. Nicole Joy C. Calputura. Leia Faith M. Kalwag. Rica May Canonizado. Jean Pearl R. Kawili. Krisha Bell M. Castillo. Marichelle P. Castro. Kariel Mi C. Kayabyab. Erica M. Dairit. Cristel Bianca R. Diaz. Alicia May C. Digang. Angelique S. Ischoco. Jilaika Ronary J. Fabico. Gladys N. Galang. Eliza Marie A. Gawat. Princess Ashley C. Garma. Princess Len I. Ignacio. Dana Charis La Chica. Mayra Vencil La Chica. Carly Lorraine F. Likudan. Joanna Claire G. Morales. Kyra S. Oplay. Diane L. Pojeda. Angelica Luz M. Imson. Rizalyn A. Kidnipan. Fe M. Quino. Alexandria B. Rabina. Revalyn G. Raimundo. Chelsea Faye C. Rivas. Patricia Quizel D. Robles. Limaan B. Sagon. Aryan B. Salakan. Micah Jewel C. Santiago. Quiz Rania M. Taha. Diana Rose B. Taisa. Justine Joy U. Thomas. Rika Ann V. Uligan. EJ Ann P. Valiete. Happy A. Velasco. Let us now proceed to the Clinical Recognition Awards. There are 7 awards to be given to our deserving students, and to start with, we are going to give the award for the Florence Nightingale. This award is given to the student that shows an exemplary virtue of volunteerism. The student is active in joining and even leading school organizations, volunteering his or her time in achieving the goal of the organization joined. The student also has a history of joining community outreach activities, having a heart for helping out on the improvement of society without expecting anything in return. After a thorough deliberation of the faculty evaluators with respect to the criteria and qualifications set in the policy, procedures, and guidelines, the Nightingale Award will be given to the honoree with 84%. May I call on Ms. Diana Rose Taisa for the Nightingale Award. award is given to the student that showed valuable performance in his or her clinical duty. This student manifested excellence in the theoretical aspect and showed outstanding performance during his or her clinical duties. The award is the Imogen King Best in Clinical Practice. There are 11 nominees for this award. After a thorough deliberation of the faculty evaluators with respect to the criteria and qualifications presented in the PPG, the Imogen King Best in Clinical Practice Award, with a total average of 63.37 among all the 11 nominees, will be given to Ms. Justin Joy Tomas. The next award is given to the student that manifested exemplary performance as a student leader. To qualify, the student must possess the following: has not been involved in any school violation and should possess good decorum and a reputation that reflects positive a student leader. After a thorough deliberation of the faculty evaluators with respect to the criteria and qualifications set by the PPG, the Ida Jean Orlando Leadership Award will be given to Mr. Lance Joshua Coronado with an average score of 69.5% among the 5 nominees. Our next award is the Best in Community Health Nursing Award. This is given to a student who imbibes the persona of a community health nurse. The student shows a great potential in rendering healthcare service that suits the particular needs of the community, especially the vulnerable population groups. After a thorough deliberation of the faculty evaluators with respect to the criteria and qualifications presented in the PPG, the Community Health Nurse Award will therefore be given to Ms. Jean Pearl Kawili with a total average score of 92.62% among the 10 nominees. Our next award is given to the student that showed excellence in the area of research. This student has an exemplary talent in critical thinking, a sterling understanding of the research method, and a deeper understanding of the research discipline above others. After a thorough deliberation of the faculty evaluators with respect to the criteria and qualifications presented in the PPG, the Best in Research Award with a total average score of 78.3 among the 4 nominees is Mr. Leonard Palogan. The following 10 nurse learners are vying for the top 10 learners in the enhancement program. This award is given to students who excelled during their enhancement program. These students showed discipline in attending enhancement lectures and dedication in mastering the different disciplines in nursing. I would like to read their names in random order. First is Ms. Leah Faith Calwag. Next is Ms. Cristel Bianca Diaz. enhancer, not necessarily ranked but in random order, is Mr. Raymond Philippe Esguerra. Another honoree for the enhancement program is Ms. Reveline Raimundo. May we call on Ms. Carlyle Likudan. Ms. Carlyle Likudan is the top one among all the 10 enhancers. Ms. Farisha Crisel Robles. Ms. Rica Ann Uligan. Ms. Happy Velasco. Ms. Arian Salakan. Last but not the least, among your 10 rosters of the enhancement program is Ms. Justin Joy Tomas. So please take note that I read their names in random order, not necessarily ranked. So our last but not the least award for this afternoon's event is awarded to a student who has manifested exemplary performance as a student leader. To qualify, the student must possess the following: has not been involved in any school violations, and should possess good decorum, a reputation that reflects a positive student leadership. So this award is the Best in Journalism Award, to be given to Ms. Leia Faith Calwag, with a total average score of 55% among the two nominees for the Best in Journalism. Congratulations to our awardees and our honorees for this afternoon's event. May I now call on Ms. Delilah Equipado, one of our faculty members, to introduce our guest speaker for this afternoon.
Today, this task of introducing our guest of honor and speaker is a great privilege. It is indeed affirmative that she is a woman of virtue and simplicity. If one takes a closer look at the alchemy of an achieving person, two distinctive virtues pop up. Besides perseverance and hard work, these are pioneering spirit and willingness. Our guest speaker today is the living idiom of women who happen to be born at the right time and at the right place. Coupled with an impressive background, it was not therefore surprising that she became a successful that our future nurses needed to heed. We are so blessed that she really found way despite of her hectic schedule just to be with us in this very important event. Our guest of honor and speaker is an alumni of University of Baguio, School of Nursing Batch 2012. Currently taking her master's degree at Dr. Gloria D. Lacson in Nueva Ecija. She was working at Baguio General Hospital and Medical Center for 9 years, been a general ward nurse for 4 years, phlebotomist for 5 years, and a head nurse for 2 years. Our guest speaker is known also to be a certified Department of Health maternal and child nurse since 2015. Along with this are her commended and impressive trainings as senior phlebotomist, technician nurse, blood bank specialist, apheresis, plasmapheresis, convalescent plasma extraction for COVID-19, and a blood donor recruitment officer from year 2018 to present. Now, without further ado, please join me in welcoming the astonishing, admirable, captivating, and extraordinary Ms. Maricar Permisan Presidio.
May you all be seated. Una kayo. Hindi ko po gagawin na formal itong talk ko sa inyo kasi baka antukin lang kayo. So, good afternoon to all respected clinical instructors, Ma'am Dean Helen Alalag, and to all the parents present here. And also to you amazing future nurses. It is an honor for me to be invited to this first recognition program of the School of Nursing. So, first time nga nagkaroon na ganito. Wala sa amin. I hope that all of the stories, tips at saka reminders na sasabihin ko sa inyo pagsistay in sa inyo. 10 years ago, I graduated here at UB without any receiving award. Hindi man lang ako cum laude, walang honors. Pero look at me. Hindi nakabase sa awards yung magiging future ninyo. Nasa inyo pa rin yan. Kung magsisikap pa rin kayo. Gaya ninyo noon, I have the same anxiety due to paperwork, thesis, requirements, exams, and the like. As a student, those are the things we are stressed about. Pero pag mag-graduate ka na, paano ka pa masistress? Masistress kang maghanap ng trabaho. Saan ako magtatrabaho after ng board exam? Shims! Wala na akong hihingi na allowance sa parents ko kasi wala na nga, hindi na ako nag-aaral. First of all, ibabalik ko sa inyo yung tanong ng class governor ninyo. Of all courses, why nursing? Bakit nga ba nursing? Siguro, pinilit ka ng mama at papa mo. Kasi yung kapitbahay ninyo, nursing ang kinuha. Or sayang yung libro ng ate at kuya mo. Hindi mo magagamit, so mag-nursing ka na lang din. Sabi ng papa mo, huwag ka na lang daw mag-aral kapag hindi nursing yung kinuha mo. Tapos, gusto mo mag-white uniform. I hope na ganyan pa rin yung mga itsura ninyo kapag nagtrabaho na kayo, di ba? Ang gaganda at ang gugwapo ninyo ngayon. Tapos, pag nasa clinical area na kayo, baka mas mukha pa kayong pasyente. Sana hindi ganun, no? Di ba? Tingnan niyo ang gugwapo at gaganda ninyo. Tapos, ang sarap sa feeling na magsuot ng white uniform. So, we have certain reasons kung bakit pinili natin ang nursing bilang future career natin. So, way back 2008, I enrolled nursing kasi nga sinabi ng nanay ko, nursing is a job where you can earn dollars, makakapag-abroad ka, makakapag-experience ka ng snow, at makakamit ka ng foreigner. Dati kasi, ang nursing is in demand. Kahit ngayon naman in demand kasi nga dala ng pandemic, in demand pa rin. Pero ako, hindi ko kasi gusto ang nursing noon. So parang lumalabas na napilitan lang ako kasi nga sinabi ng nanay ko. Pero I learned to love nursing simula nung nag-4th year college na ako. Wherein may incident na namatay yung patient ko. And I questioned myself, ito ba ang calling ko? Bakit namatay yung pasyente ko? Kasalanan ko ba? By the way, ba't nga pala ako nandito? Kasalanan to ni Miss Zorin Basilio. Anyway, si Miss Basilio kasi is my classmate for 4 years. And magka-group din kami for 4 years din. So, technically, sabihin na natin, hindi talaga kami naghiwalay nung 1st year to 4th year. Tapos, naghiwalay na lang kami nung pinili niyang mag-school nurse and ako mag-hospital duty. So, sa batch namin, kami pinakamaraming nag-graduate na last 2012, 350 po kaming student nurses na nag-graduate. And sa aming lahat, yung iba, doktor na. Yung iba, naging firefighter, fireman, yung iba, policeman. Yung iba, mas pinili nilang iba yung tahakin nilang career. And kami naman, yung iba na piniling magstay sa clinical. So, nurses are all-around workers. In the healthcare team, they are the heart of the hospital. Nursing is not a job, so hindi trabaho ang pagiging nurse, kundi pagiging profession. So, I'm proud to be one of them. During the year of 2012, after kumabasa ng board exam, I searched for the jobs for nurses. And ang nakakadismaya kasi, on that time, hindi nila tinatanggap ang mga new nurses. Gusto nila may experience. So paano ka ba nga naman magkaka-experience kung hindi ka nila bibigyan ng chance na magtrabaho? So ayaw talaga nila. So ang ginawa ko, nag-search ako ng mga trainings na pwede kong gamitin para pumantay ako sa mga veteranong nurses na. Pero hindi lang, ang hirap din nun kasi mas magastos pa ang maghanap ng training kaysa maghanap ng trabaho. Magkano rin ang babayaran mo pag magti-training ka ng basic life support, advanced cardiac life support, at saka yung IVT training. And then after ko maghanap ng trainings, I was hired at the Baguio General Hospital and Medical Center by the year 2013. So ilang months lang yung ginugol ko, naghanap ako ng training, and by the year 2013, by January 2, 2013, na-hired na ako sa BGH. Na-assign ako sa 4 major wards. I was one of the youngest nurses na hired. At lahat ng kasama kong na-hire, dati ng mga nurses, sila yung mga past na volunteer nurses. So bawal na po ngayon ang mga volunteer nurses dahil sa exploitation. So doon ko napatunayan yung sarili ko na kaya kong makipagsabayan sa mga veteran nurses natin. So after 1 year of contract, I decided to apply for the job order nurse. So may hierarchy of nursing kasi sa BGH. So meron kang job order nurse, nurse 1, nurse 2 hanggang pataas. So if compared to the society, ang mga job order nurses natin, sila yung mga mas marami ang ginagawa, mga alipin, utusan. Kaya sa kagustuhan kong magkaroon ng trabaho, pinagtiisan ko lahat ng yon. Magsi-straight duty ka for 5 days, kaya mo ba? Wala kang choice. By the year 2015, I applied for Nurse 1. Yun na po yung permanent position, and luckily nakuha po ko, pero ang dami pa ring butas ng karayom ang pagdaraanan mo kapag sa government service ka nag-apply. Pero not to discourage you, pero yun talaga ang totoo. Doon ko rin naranasan sa trabaho ang mabuli. Kasi bagong nurse ka nga, hindi ka pwedeng umalma. So applying for managerial position, such as nurse 2 or head nurse, you need to have at least 9 units masteral. So mag-aaral ka na naman para tumaas yung position mo. So sa akin, I applied 4 times para marating ko tong posisyon na to. After being promoted to nurse 2, I was absorbed sa medical service. I was transferred to Department of Pathology, wherein doon na ako nag-specialize bilang blood bank nurse. Marami sigurong nagtatanong sa inyo, Ma'am, anong gagawin mo doon? Anong ginagawa ng nurse sa laboratory? Siyempre, ang mga nurses is adaptive sa environment na kanilang pinagjujutihan. So, sa akin, inadapt ko yung environment ng meron sa mga medtech. So kung anong ginagawa ng mga medtech ngayon, yun na rin ang ginagawa ko ngayon. For almost 6 years, I am assigned to blood bank. So instead of medtech na nagmaman ng blood bank, kaming mga nurses na ang nagmaman ng blood bank ngayon. Today, nurses are very empowered. So wag na wag ninyong minamaliit ang sarili ninyo na sabihin nyo in the future na nurse ka lang. Pag-aalaga lang ng pasyente yung gagawin mo. Pupunas ka lang ng diaper, yun lang yung gagawin mo. Hindi pwedeng ganun ang mindset ninyo. Naniniwala ako dito sa klaseng ito na tinuruan kayong mabuti ng mga CI ninyo. So compared sa amin noon na 350 student nurses, sa number ninyo na 60, I believe na kayang-kaya niyo na makipagsabayan after ninyo mag-graduate and after ninyo mag-take ng board exam. So, these are my reminders to you. Don't you ever forget your return demonstrations on skills laboratory. Ma-apply nyo pa rin yan kapag nagtrabaho na kayo sa hospital. Kahit sinabi mo nung return demo ninyo na, Ma'am, assuming I have done my hand washing. So, ngayon, hindi na pwedeng assuming lang na nag-hand wash ka. Kailangan nakapag-hand wash ka talaga. Kahit takot ka na sa CI mo, ngayon, alalahanin mo yung mukha niya kapag magtatrabaho ka na, kailangan mong maghugas pa rin ng kamay. Alalahanin nyo rin yung mga experience nyo ngayong estudyante kayo kapag nag-duty kayo sa hospital. Maintain your white uniform clean. Yung buhok ninyo, kailangan maayos pa rin. Ganyang gupit para sa mga lalaki. Tapos yung mga babae, kailangan nakatali. Complete paraphernalias. Diba? Pag mag-duty kayo, pinapaalalahanan kayo lagi ng CI ninyo na complete lagi ang paraphernalias ninyo. Then, don't ever forget how you assess your patient well. Remember how you do your vital signs every shift. Siguro naalala nyo yung pati yung bantay ng pasyente ninyo na binibipin nyo na rin. Tapos, may cute or magandang bantay. Hi ate, hi kuya, anong pangalan mo? Remember the first time you wore your white uniform and someone or any of your family member treats you like a doctor. Don't you feel proud? Mataas na ang tingin nila sa inyo, estudyante pa lang kayo. What more kapag RN na kayo? Remember those unending requirements you had na parang gusto mo nang sumuko. Pero here you are, nakapag clinical recognition na kayo. Proud ba kayo sa sarili ninyo? Akala ko ba, nurses, maiingay. Proud ba kayo sa sarili ninyo? Remember your parents' sacrifices. Ang sakripisyo nila para marating ninyo yung kalagayan ninyo ngayon. I want you to all remember, mahirap maging nurse kung di ka nagseryosong nag-aral. Mahirap kung di mo gustong maging nurse. Mahirap kapag iniisip mong mahirap. Dear student nurses, here are my tips. Be confident, not overconfident. The more confident you are, the more the patient will gain trust on you. Pero wag kang maging overconfident. Overconfidence may lead you to more errors. Ask help when you should. Walang masama sa nagtatanong. Inyo na naggabay sa inyo na maabot yung kinararatnan nyo ngayon. Always ask guidance from above. We all need spiritual guidance. Always thank God that you wake up each morning and you can sleep at night. So thank you very much po that nandito ako ngayon. And I hope na-inspire ko po kayo sa mga nasabi ko sa inyo. And congratulations po. See you on the clinical ward.
Thank you very much, Ms. Maricar, for your very inspiring message. I would like to call on stage our Dean, Ma'am Helen Alalag, and Ma'am Evangeline Soliba for the awarding of the certificate. May I read the text? The University of Baguio School of Nursing awards the Certificate of Recognition to Ms. Maricar Posidio, RN, for unselfishly contributing to the realization of the university's mission, vision, and objectives in providing balanced quality education by being the inspirational speaker during the first clinical recognition ceremony, given this 28th day of May 2022 at the University of Baguio, Baguio City. Signed, Engineer Javier Herminio Bautista, our University President. Thank you very much once again to our esteemed guest speaker, our Dean, Ma'am Helen Alalag, and our Program Chair, Ma'am Evangeline Soliba. May I now call on Mr. Lance Joshua Coronado to give us his words of gratitude.
To our alma mater, our dean and faculty, classmates, and especially to our parents and guardians, good afternoon. When I was asked to do this speech about thankfulness, the first thing that entered my mind was our life as student nurses. The first thing that entered my mind was that not a lot of people understand that the life of student nurse is unlike any other. Besides lectures in school, we also think about our hospital duties, together with requirements like NCPs, journals, drug studies, case presentations, and of course, our favorite, research. It was always a difficulty to balance all of these things because we are not only called to be students, but also as sons and daughters, brothers and sisters, friends, and more. Nevertheless, here we are. We have overcome these struggles and we have overcome these struggles that seem to devour us at some point in our student life. We can't help but just be thankful for what we have and what we have accomplished. Of course, we wouldn't be here without those who have helped us get to where we are now. First of all, to God, who has given us the strength and the capacity to be able to complete and finish the task that was set out for us. He has allowed us not only to finish, as we can see in the awards given in our recognition, He has allowed us to finish strong with excellence. It is only by His grace that we are here now, my fellow nurses. To our alma mater, that has paved the way for our growth as future members of the healthcare professionals. The vision and mission of the school will ultimately be used by us to make a difference in the world. Your impact has made us radical influencers and leaders of the world. To our instructors, who have been patient in providing us the necessary knowledge for growth in the field of nursing, we thank you for incessantly pushing us to achieve the peak of our talents and abilities. We thank you for failing us when we deserve it and praising us when we deserve it. For without it, we wouldn't be who we are now as nurses. But please don't fail us po. You, our instructors, have been there for us since day one. And for that, we are truly grateful. Now, to our parents and guardians, who have not only given us support financially, but in all the sacrifices you have made. We know that it hasn't been easy. We cannot comprehend the care that you have given us. We are almost there. Mama, Papa, Tatay, Nanay, Mommy, Daddy, Tito, Tita. All your sacrifices and hard work are now starting to reveal its fruit. We wouldn't be where we are now without you. Your understanding towards us surpasses all understanding. Every sleepless night, every peso spent, and every time you worry about us and more is something that we are always and forever will be grateful for. And of course, to my classmates, to my batchmates, let us be thankful for all the wonderful moments we had together. May we never forget the good and the bad. To, I should say, my future colleagues, and especially my friends, I thank you. Our times together will never be forgotten. To show our deepest appreciation to you all is to perform our utmost love and dedication to our profession. I'd like to repeat that. To show our deepest appreciation to you all is to perform our utmost love and dedication to our profession. Ralph Marston, a former pro football player in the NFL and a motivational speaker, said, "Make it a habit to tell people thank you, to express your appreciation, sincerely and without the expectation of anything in return. Truly appreciate those around you, and you'll soon find many others around you. Truly appreciate life, and you'll find that you have more of it." Thank you so much, and good afternoon.
Thank you very much, Lance Coronado, your recipient of the Ida Jean Orlando Leadership Award. May I call on also one of our parents who will be speaking to both our honorees and her fellow parents this afternoon. So may I call on Mrs. Joanne Uligan.
A blessed afternoon to each and every one of us gathered here today. To our University President, Engineer Javier Hermenio Bautista, to our Honorable Guest Speaker, Ma'am Maricar Pusidio, our Board of Directors, Trustees, Management and Staff, Professors, Clinical Instructors, fellow parents and guardians, guests and graduates. It is such an honor to standing here before you to deliver and share my message of appreciation. Above all, we thank and praise the Lord, our Creator, for all the blessings and for this wonderful day He had given us. The day to celebrate you and your achievements, to reminisce what have been transpired and what have you overcome. Today marks the first clinical recognition of University of Baguio nurse learners. The theme, Compassionate Nurse Learners, Pioneering Ventures Towards Global Healthcare, is significant as to how we were all impacted since the past 2 years with the COVID-19 global pandemic. This pandemic was life-changing. It changed the way how we dealt with heightened stress, trauma, loss, and grief. Everything changed. Not only our labor, trades, tourisms, and logistics, but also our education system and how people communicate. We are lucky and thankful to have brought our students to the best school, the University of Baguio, who went above and beyond to deliver the best education to our nurse learners, quality and supportive education for them to become compassionate global nurses. Through the advanced technology and logistics of the virtual learning, and employing creative and innovative staff. Thank you, UB, for imparting the knowledge and value of resiliency and compassion. Despite the challenges pandemic have brought us, you have provided our nurse learners the knowledge and resiliency. Despite the challenges pandemic have brought us, you have provided our nurse learners the clinical experience to the community. To be global, it is to understand diversity, and that you have experienced during your clinical exposures. UB continued to fulfill their mission to educate individuals to be empowered professionals in a global community. We are thankful for the hospital agencies and communities that allowed our nurses experience firsthand how to care for their patients. We have heard and watched how patients died alone, how frontline workers, especially nurses, carried on the calling they have chosen. During the crisis, most nurses around the world did not leave their patient die alone. They tried to be creative by making sure their patients' loved ones are updated and connected. Through smartphones or iPads, they tried to keep the line. They stayed and held their patients until their last breath. No matter how short-staffed they were, no matter how chaotic it could have been. And remember, these nurses have physiological health and continue to give effective, compassionate, and quality care to patients. And during this pandemic, the true heroes are the nurses, the frontline healthcare workers. You have chosen the best, yet impossible career. You, our nurse learners, our future heroes. May Florence Nightingale's lamp continue to guide you as we all journey to this life of uncertainties. You have overcome. We have overcome. Salamat to our nurse learners who continued to show their motivation to grasp, learn, and accept the challenges, stress, and maintain the importance of believing in science by supporting infection control practices, mask mandates, isolation, quarantine, and receiving their vaccines. We are thankful for our assertive, very competent, and energetic clinical instructors. You stand with our nurse learners, making sure they are physically, mentally, and socially prepared, and at the same time, safe during their clinical duties. And to my fellow parents and guardians, a million thanks for your all-out support to our future heroes. To each one of us here, thank you. We appreciate you. Your mindfulness, the purpose act of paying attention to the present moment without judgment, the gratitude, the practice of being grateful for the positive things in life, self-care, the maintenance of a healthy lifestyle using physical, psychological, and emotional tools, and social support, the sense of belonging that comes from being cared for and valued. Those strategies have proven to us that it reduced negative outcomes produced by elevated stress levels and promote resilience to what pandemic or challenges that may come. Let's celebrate and be thankful Thank you.
Thank you very much for your inspiring words of gratitude, Ma'am Joanne Uligan. Let us now witness our honorees as they serenade us with their batch song. So honorees, stand up and take the stage.
Let it go, let it roll right off your shoulder. Don't you know the hardest part is over? Let it in, let your clarity define you in the end. We will only just remember how it feels. All that's made in these small hours, these little wonders, these twists and turns of fate. Time falls away, but these small hours still remain. Let it slide, let your troubles fall behind you, let it shine till you feel it all around you. And I don't mind if it's me you need to turn to, we'll get by. It's the heart that really matters in the end. Our lives made in these small hours, these little wonders, these twists and turns of fate. Time falls away, but
Thank you, dear honorees, for your very heartwarming song. I'm sure it touched all the hearts of our clinical instructors and your parents. May I call on our untiring program chair, Ma'am Evangeline Soliba, for the closing remarks, followed by the exit of colors and the singing of the UB hymn by our very own UB voices.
To our honorees and to our dear parents and guardians, thank you for gracing our first clinical recognition. When we were preparing for this program, for this activity, we do not know what to do. We do not know how to actually call it or how are we going to refer it. But we finally decided to call it recognition to honor our students who have been with us for the past 4 years. I was one of their teachers when they were first years, and I can still clearly remember how we first met in our biochemistry. Okay. So I'm like a parent today who is very proud of you, seeing you there sitting and receiving your certificates. Good luck and congratulations. Thank you.
That ends our event this afternoon. Congratulations once again to our honorees, our parents, and our guardians. Great job for the School of Nursing Management team, headed by our Dean, our